Good evening. Never had I said anything that I've thought about more than those two words. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is January 13th, 2026. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For tonight's invocation, I invite my friend and pastor, Scott Sliver of the Vineyard Church, to the podium this evening. Scott.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for saying my name correctly. I appreciate that. If everybody would, I know I have my back to you. That feels weird saying that. Let's pray. Gracious and loving God, we gather this evening in unity and hope, grateful for the city of Kettering, for its people, and for the shared future before them. We give thanks for a community that has been shaped by innovation and generosity, and by a belief that progress is measured by how it improves the life of its citizens. May that spirit guide its new mayor, Brian Suddeth, and its city council. As they serve this community, we humbly ask for your guidance. Grant them wisdom when choices are complex, clarity when the path forward is not clear, and integrity in every decision. Fill their hearts with compassion, their minds with insight and wisdom, and their actions with humility, especially as they listen carefully to those who often go unheard. In a time when public life can feel loud and divided, help them bring people together and to seek common ground for the good of all. We ask your blessing upon this city, upon each person that their hard work touches. In the spirit of community, we offer this prayer. Amen. Bless you.
Thank you, Scott. I'd like to recognize first our Miami Valley Communications Council TV operator, Evan. Russell's in the back. Thank you for your assistance in being here tonight, Evan. I'd also like to take a minute off the agenda just to thank some special guests that are here tonight. County Commissioner Carolyn Rice, thank you for being here tonight. My friend, Councilman Webb from City of Huber Heights is here. Former trustee from Butler Township, Mike Lang in the back. Leadership Dayton class of 2010, for which Brian Chudowski and I both, and Jackie Fisher are all members of the LD class 2010. Also, there are a number of former city council members in the audience accompanying former Mayor Peggy Lehner. So Ashley Webb, Mr. Rob Scott, Jackie Fisher in the back. So thank you all for being here tonight. And Amy Shrimp, you're here too. Where are you, Amy Shrimp? Oh, and congratulations on your promotion while we're talking. So, Amy Shrimp. So thank you, former council members, for being here tonight. With that, I'm going to find our agenda and we're going to begin. The first item tonight is my official swearing in. So I will meet Peggy Lehner at the front for that. Also, I'm going to have my two sons, Caleb and Andrew, join me. Their mother couldn't make it tonight. Last I talked to her, she had just bought 2 cows in Rwanda this afternoon. So she's in East Africa. She was teaching yesterday and buying cows for widows today. It's a very strange world we live in. And Callie Reed, Caleb's partner, please join us as well. A very important part of the family. So this is Caleb. He's a teacher in Columbus, Ohio, Owensburg. This is Andrew. He's a mechanical engineer here in Kettering, upholding the fine tradition of people invested in the pop can industry. All right, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I can't think of anything I would rather be doing as my last act as mayor than swearing you. We had practice a couple weeks ago, but this is official. So, you mean what you said. Raise your right hand. State your name and repeat after me.
I, Brian Suddeth.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of Ohio.
The Constitution of the State of Ohio.
And the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
And the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties.
That I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of mayor
of the city of Kettering
of the city of Kettering, Ohio,
during my continuance in office.
during my continuance in office,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
So the best part of this job is to welcome my two new friends to council. And who do we start with? Doesn't matter. Oh, Miss Arbor. So Laura, please join me down front. And your family is here, them as well. Oh, I'm the mayor now.
Yes.
I'll be the mayor. You be the new member. Okay, go raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Laura Arbor,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
And I will faithfully and impartially discharge
the duties as a member of Kettering City Council
as the duties of member of Kettering City Council
of the City of Kettering during my continuance in office.
of the City of Kettering during my continuance in the office.
Walmer.
I would love to have my wife Carla and my daughter Berkeley join me. Ladies. Great.
Dan, ready?
I am.
I state your name.
I, Dan Palmer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties
as a member of Kettering City Council
as a member of Kettering City Council
of the City of Kettering, Ohio, during my continuance in office. Of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
the City of Kettering, Ohio, during my duties in office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
On the agenda tonight, also I have an award to give to Peggy, but I think she's already picked it up. So I want to give a little background, recognize her, and then we'll take a minute for folks to subtly sneak out for other obligations. So last month, I was able to attend the Ohio Mayors Alliance annual meeting. The Ohio Mayors Alliance is an alliance of mayors. Of which mayors, you ask? It's the mayors that represent Ohio's 30 largest cities. And during that meeting, they recognized Peggy for her years of service as a board member to the Alliance in recognition of her leadership and service to that group. And I wanted to take a minute tonight just to recognize her. Walking into that room with the mayor of Cleveland and Columbus and Akron and some Middletown and Springfield are all in the room, Dublin and Beaver Creek. I walked into that room learning quickly the reputation that Kettering has for municipal leadership. And that came under Mayor Patterson, who's a founding member of the Alliance, then later in the leadership of Peggy Lehner. And I accepted that award on her behalf, alongside 3 other esteemed mayors that were leaving the group. And I just want to take a minute tonight to recognize Mayor Lehner and the contributions to the Ohio Mayors Alliance and the award that you missed, Kiri, giving, and I know it's in your possession now. It's already on your wall. There we go. So thank you for the warm introduction to the OMA, and big shoes to fill in our service to that organization. So thank you. This is your chance to sneak out quietly. So also thank you to Rose Lounsbury's here, Steve Lanham, Alma Sove, my guys group on Wednesday morning. I'll see you at 6 a.m. Ray Waski's here as well. I missed Ray. Ray, sir, good to see you. Carolyn, thank you for being here. Yeah, I missed him. He's so... One reminder, if you're out here and you say something, we can hear you. So. Next item on the agenda is the appointment of vice mayor for a term ending 12/31/2027. And I'll call on Mr. Sullivan for that motion.
Your Honor, I have a motion for the appointment of vice mayor. I would like to nominate Lisa Duvall for vice mayor, and I move for approval.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
I second.
Ms. Arbor? This is Jackie's favorite thing to do. She's waited for this moment. We have a motion and a second nominating Lisa Duvall to the office of vice mayor. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Do I need to start shushing people like Jackie?
That'll be your job shortly.
Shushing.
Well, now we'll call on the new vice mayor for the approval of the December 9, 2025 minutes.
I just want you to know I actually wrote down what Jackie said at the last meeting so I would know how to do this, and then I lost that note. So it's the first time I'm going to call you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have read over the minutes for the December 9th, 2025 council meeting and workshop, and I find them in order, and I do move for their approval.
Second.
Motion was made in second. Any discussion on last month's minutes? Hearing none, we'll call the roll.
Ms. Duvall?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. We have a group of appointments that were made for members of council, and I'll read those appointments now for the record. Appointed to the Long Range Planning Committee, Mr. Sullivan will be the chair, Mr. Scott member. The Intergovernmental Interagency Relations Committee, Ms. Arbor chair, and the future council member to be determined. Community Relations and Promotions Committee, Ms. Duvall chair, Mr. Palmer member. Finance and Personnel Committee, Mr. Scott chair, Ms. Arbor member. Public Health and Safety, Mr. Palmer chair, Mr. Sullivan member. And Public Service Committee, council member to be determined to be the chair of that seat, and Ms. Duvall as a member of that committee. Thank you for your willingness to serve on those committees. I planned a backup to a backup. I have 3 sets of notes I'm working with here so I don't miss anything, and now I'm just second guessing everything. So there are no proclamations or special presentations tonight, awards or special resolutions, but we do have some appointments to boards and commissions, and some of those folks are here tonight. I'll read those before with an motion to approve in a moment. Appointing to the Board of Community Relations, Vicki Colon for a term ending 12/31/2028. The Board of Tax Review, both Cynthia Platt and Jennifer Balio, terms ending 12/31/28. The Board of Zoning Appeals, Carol Andres, term ending 12/31/2030. Civil Service Commission, Mr. Mark Schwederman, term ending 12/31/31. Kettering Arts Council, Lisa Becker, Ashley Bittard, Natasha Habib, Patricia Higgins, Holly Hornbeek, Tracy McElfresh, Matthew Sliver and Shane Weber, all with terms ending 12/31/2028. Partners for Healthy Youth, Carrie Basson, Carrie Hennessy, Dan Von Hondorf, Maria Ruiz Olid, terms ending 12/31/2028. Personnel Board of Appeals, Mark Schwiedemann and Aaron Smith, terms ending 12/21/2026. Sister City Committee, Jackie Fisher, Sue Fullenkamp, Ed Hatch, Michael Moorhead, and Jennifer Euchre, terms ending 12/31/2028. Sustainability Committee, Zachary Piso, Buzz Portune, Mike Zween, terms ending 12/31/2028. And finally, the Volunteer Advisory Council, Carrie Basson, Jackie Fisher, Richard Honeywell, with terms ending 12/31/28. Do I have a motion for approval?
I move for approval.
I second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion on these appointments? Hearing none, we'll call for the roll.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes. There are no public hearings this evening, so I will invite public comment on legislation. This is for items on the agenda tonight. If you have comments on items on the agenda, there's my script just in time. So anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address. Comments should be addressed to council. If you have comments that are not about agenda items or pending legislation this evening, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the evening. This is not the only opportunity. With that, are there any comments on tonight's legislation? Hearing none, we'll move to ordinances in second reading, and there are no ordinances in second reading tonight. And that moves us to the work of tonight's resolutions.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with the Center for Internet Security and Cybersecurity Software and Services. The estimated cost and amount budgeted is $39,600. This is requested by the Administrative Systems Department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstrasser.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Center for Internet Security makes negotiated discount pricing for a managed endpoint detection and response cybersecurity platform available to state and local governments that's substantially better than retail pricing. This software, which we initially purchased in 2024, gives our IT staff greater visibility into suspicious activity. As part of the service, CIS provides 24/7, 365 monitoring, triage, and notification of potential security incidents, resulting in an improved ability to respond to a potential security incident. Staff recommends approval. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Steve? And call the roll.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and expend a grant award from the Cyber Ohio State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program. The estimated cost is $25,445. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by the Administrative Systems Department. I move for approval.
I second.
Mr. Bergstrasser again.
Thank you, Your Honor. This grant award will be used to purchase approximately 300 additional two-factor authentication tokens and licenses. This will complete a cybersecurity improvement project to implement enhanced login security for all city employees. The total cost of the project is $25,445, $20,000 of which will be grant funded and the remainder paid for out of the information systems operating budget. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? You call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase computers and services from Dell for the annual computer and service replacement program. The estimated cost is $169,976. The amount budgeted is the same. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser again, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution will allow for purchasing desktop and laptop computers for the 2025 PC replacement program. This annual program replaces approximately 20% of the city's existing computer fleet across all departments. The PC replacement portion of it, of this project, is estimated to cost $109,976. This resolution will also allow for the replacement of approximately 20% of the city's existing servers across all departments. The server replacements are estimated to cost $60,000. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Can call the roll?
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and to contract for the display lane improvements. City project number 02293 and Park Lawn Drive improvements, city project number 02-228A. Estimated cost is $1,075,000. That is the amount budgeted and is requested by the engineering department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight is the official or unofficial kickoff to our 2026 capital improvement program. So we have a number of resolutions tonight that will authorize the city to start advertising for bids and contract for these projects that were included in the 2026 budget. The first one tonight is to advertise for two projects that we're combining together for economy of scale. Those will be improvements to Display Lane, which is off of East David Road near Skate World. It's probably the easiest way to describe it. And then Park Lawn Drive, which is off Wilmington Pike near Prass Elementary. These two projects include concrete repair of deteriorating curb, sidewalk, and drive approaches, as well as asphalt resurfacing. Again, they are being combined into one bid for economy of scale. Property owners will be assessed for the curb, sidewalk, and drive approach repairs. Council previously approved a resolution of necessity for the assessments back in September of last year, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? We can call the roll.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and to contract for the Kettering traffic signal replacements, Phase 4, city project number 02-005E. I move for approval.
Second?
Motion been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser again, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. The scope of this project will include the replacement of 5 traffic signals and related work at the intersections of Research Boulevard and County Line Road, Research Boulevard and Founders Drive, Woodman Drive and Vale Drive, Dorothy Lane and Woodman Center Drive, and Wilmington Pike and Meyer East Drive. All of these signals are existing span wire signals that will be replaced with the mast arms that we are now commonly seeing around Kettering. So we're excited about that. This project was awarded federal congestion mitigation and air quality funds through the Mon Valley Regional Planning Commission. We are receiving $1,462,000 in CMAQ funds. Kettering's portion of the project is estimated at $645,000 for a total project cost of $2,116,000. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Arbor,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and to contract for the MOT Marshall Road Improvement Project, city project number 02-120I, ODOT PID 116891. Estimated cost is $1,924,000, same as the amount budgeted. This is being requested by the engineering department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser, one more time. 2 more times after this.
More times. Thank you, Your Honor. For those that drive Marshall Road regularly, I think they will be applauding once this project is begun and completed. So it will involve resurfacing on Marshall Road from David Road to Wilmington Pike, also including isolated repair of concrete curb and drive approaches, the replacement of ADA curb ramps, and then the resurfacing of the asphalt pavement along this section of Marshall. It will also include the construction of a new shared use path on the southeast side of Marshall between Lincoln Park Boulevard and Wilmington Pike. We'll also include some rather significant enhancements to the pedestrian crossing at Lincoln Park and Marshall, which has been problematic, I would say, over the years, given the amount of roadway width that's required to cross Marshall in that location. So we're going to make some improvements to help that situation. We were awarded Federal Surface Transportation Program and Transportation Alternatives funds through MVRPC, the Ohio Valley Regional Planning Commission. STP funds were $877,000. That is mainly for the resurfacing portions of the project. The Transportation Alternatives funds of $128,000 is for the shared use path and related improvements for that portion of the project. And then the Kettering funds are estimated at $919,000 for a total project cost of $1,924,000. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
This finally puts to bed the rumor about a traffic circle at Marshall and Lincoln Park.
That, Your Honor, that is correct. We are not planning on building a roundabout at that intersection. Not planning to build a roundabout.
The crowds rejoice. Any other questions for Mr. Bergstresser? Can we call the roll?
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sedeth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and to contract for the Whip Road improvements, Bigger Road to Oak Valley Road, city project number 02-128G. The estimated cost and the amount budgeted is $850,000, and this has been requested by the engineering department. I move for approval.
Second.
The resolution's been made and seconded. Mr. Bergstresser, one last time.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is another capital improvement project on Whip Road. It's a second phase of improvements along Whip. The first phase was west of Bigger. Now this phase this year is east of Bigger, heading over to Oak Valley Road, which is where the corporation boundary with the city of Centerville is located. It's a fairly simple project, includes concrete repair of deteriorated curbs, sidewalk, and drive approaches. And then once that work is complete, we will follow up with an asphalt resurfacing of the roadway. This is another assessment project. Property owners were notified of their estimated assessments back in August of last year through a resolution of necessity passed by council. Construction is estimated to begin sometime this spring and will be wrapped up later this year. If you have any questions.
No questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sedeth.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to accept the resignation of the District 4 Council member Brian N. Sedeth and to declare his council seat vacant. It's being requested by the council office, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes,
Your
Your
turn.
Honor. This is largely a procedural matter. As you know, former council member Sudduth is now the mayor, elected November 4th, 2025 in the general election, and he submitted his resignation from the District 4 City Council seat at the end of the year. I think it was like 11:59 on 12/31. This declares that seat vacant, effective upon his resignation letter being received. And procedurally, we will then notify the Board of Elections, and people will then be able to pull petitions to run for the vacant city council seat in District 4 for the May ballot. Be glad to answer any questions you have.
Any questions to the city manager? Call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sedeth.
Yes.
Think Peggy will run for your seat?
She doesn't live in 4.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager on behalf of the city to make a $5,000 contribution to the 2026 NCAA First Four Hoopla ticket program. Estimated cost, of course, is $5,000, requested by the city manager's office and because I'm such a huge basketball fan, I please move for its approval.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. These next two items are both related to a partnership with Big Hoopla and the Dayton Development Coalition's military appreciation efforts. We have been a long-time sponsor of the NCAA First Four Hoopla ticket program, bronze level sponsor, in fact, with a contribution of $5,000. And essentially, what that helps accomplish is the region and the Big Hoopla sponsors, which many cities are and many corporations across this region are, purchase tickets that are then provided to our military service members at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That does two things. That honors our military members and supports them in our region and ensures a sellout of the NCAA First Four games, resulting in them continuing to bring those games to our region and having the significant economic impact that they do, and entertaining people like Mr. Scott and I, who enjoy basketball quite a bit. Be glad to answer any questions and certainly recommend approval.
Questions? Okay, call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager on behalf of the city to make a $20,000 contribution to the Big Hoopla and the Dayton Development Coalition's Hometown Heroes program to sponsor Military Appreciation Night at Fraze Pavilion. $20,000 estimated cost with $20,000 budgeted. This comes from the city manager's office, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. This is similarly a part of the Big Hoopla's military appreciation effort. This is where the Dayton Development Coalition Hometown Heroes program provides tickets to area events to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, airmen, guardians, civilians, and their families, much like the NCAA basketball games. However, this is at our own Fraze Pavilion. This would be a military appreciation night, an event at Fraze Pavilion during the 2026 season. Last year it was Riley Green, if you remember that concert, where the Hometown Heroes purchasing tickets ensures a well-tended event. This recommended donation recognizes the positive impact of a well-attended event to our bottom line. It also supports the military and gives us the opportunity to host this event and be a title sponsor. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Now that Councilman Webb from Huber Heights has left, we can say it's great to have this back in Kettering, second year in a row after its hiatus to that other place up north. With that, we'll call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution appointing Brian N. Sudduth and reappointing Shane Sullivan and Bob Scott as trustees of the Kettering Development Corporation. This is requested by the city manager's office, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. The Kettering Development Corporation is a not-for-profit corporation in our community that is a partner with the city in helping achieve the redevelopment of and reuse of parcels. I think the most notable accomplishment is their significant contributions to redeveloping Governor's Place. If people are want an example. As a result of one of the things that that not-for-profit has is several seats that are for city officials. And this resolution appoints the mayor and reappoints Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Scott as trustees of the Development Corporation.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? We'll call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with Maximum Potential, Inc. for process improvement consulting services. The estimated cost and the amount budgeted is $40,000, and this is requested by the city manager's office. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. As you know, Goal Area 1 of our strategic plan focuses on providing effective services, and one of the things that we've been focusing on is identifying efficiencies and improving processes so we can not only be efficient, effective, and identify opportunities for improvement as well as cost savings. We've identified that we want to obtain some consulting assistance in helping facilitate some of the multi-departmental improvement to some of our multi-departmental processes, including procurement, and interviewed a number of potential vendors to find a consultant that fits best with the city of Kettering. We identified Maximum Potential, who has the strongest experience working with municipal clients and are familiar with these type of processes that we're looking to improve, and we recommended their selection. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for the manager? You can call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with Accelerated Impact Consulting, LLC, for specialized community development services. The estimated and amount budgeted is $30,000. The request is by the Planning and Development Department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded. Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Please, the council, this resolution will allow the city to enter into an agreement with Accelerated Impact Consulting, and they will assist us with completing the 5-year consolidated plan and the 2026 annual plan for community development programs, in addition to other miscellaneous community development projects. This is anticipated, this is in anticipation, pardon me, of program year 2026 HUD CDBG grant funds. The amount is not expected to exceed $30,000, and we'd ask that council adopt this resolution this evening.
Any questions for Mr. Chudowski? You can call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and expend a community housing improvement program grant from the Ohio Development Services Agency. Estimated cost is $250,000, is requested by the Planning and Development Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Please, the council. With council's authorization to apply for these CHIP funds via Resolution 11294-25, this action will allow the city to take all necessary and proper actions to accept and administer the above described grant from the Ohio Development Services Agency, and further authorizes the city manager to sign any related documents, agreements, instruments, amendments, or extensions thereto that the city manager deems appropriate. The Community Housing Impact and Preservation, or CHIP, grant from the Ohio Department Services Agency for $250,000, in which the city received notification of award on December 17th, 2025. It's the request that council adopt this particular legislation, and as noted, furthermore, once council ratifies the grant application and affirms all matters and statements included herein. Happy to answer any questions or concerns for City Council.
Questions for Mr. Chudowski? Hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing payment of 2026 membership dues to Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. Estimated cost $30,666.86. Amount budgeted $30,700, requested by the Planning and Development Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and please the council. This is our yearly fee and requires legislation because the value is in the amount of $25,000 or more. This 2026 fee for membership in the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission is estimated at $30,666.86. We would ask that council adopt this legislation this evening. Happy to answer any questions or concerns you may have.
Just side note, I just want to thank Mr. Scott for continuing his role as the delegate to the board of the MVRPC, and also to Ms. Arbor as the alternate delegate to the board this year representing our city. So thank you for that. Any questions for Mr. Chudowski on the topic? Hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to use competitive bargaining and negotiated quotes to contract for the purchase of fire uniforms and station wear for the fire department. Estimated cost is $50,000, same as the amount budgeted. This is requested by the fire department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
We need to make our purchase of fire uniforms and station wear, and this would authorize us to do that in accordance with your adopted budget.
Any questions to the manager? Hearing none, call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mrs. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase equipment through sealed bids, negotiated quotes, or a cooperative purchasing program. The estimated cost and the amount budgeted is $2,606,600. This is requested by the Finance Department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bergstresser earlier in the evening outlined a number of purchases or authorization to issue bids for the capital improvement program. This resolution would authorize us to move forward with purchasing in the capital equipment plan for 2026. I will not read all of the 2026 capital equipment requests, but they include all departments, because I believe that's is in your agenda package. It includes all departments and ranges from routine purchases of police vehicles, radios, a couple of heavy dump trucks. I'd say notably a truck with a swap loader, and some other important equipment to our operations. I'd be glad to answer questions regarding any of these, but I'll spare you reading the long list.
Any questions to the manager? Hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the City of Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. The estimated cost is $1,152,217.50. The amount budgeted is $0. The request is by the Finance Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion made and second. Mr. Greason, one last time.
Yes, Your Honor. This is our supplemental appropriation item. The first one I want to highlight is a supplemental appropriation of $15,000 to make a contribution to the Montgomery County Law Enforcement Memorial Association. You actually approved the agenda item or the legislation to make the contribution on December 9th. This is actually appropriating those funds in the new fiscal year. So that's $15,000. The second one is a Parks, Recreation, Cultural Arts Department photography exhibitions grant. It's $8,100 being requested for acceptance of a grant from the Schiff Foundation to support 2 photography exhibitions at the Rosewood Art Center. The third one is a Special Grants and Programs Fund cybersecurity grant. So earlier this evening, we talked about $20,000 for the acceptance of a $20,000 grant from Cyber Ohio and their state and local cybersecurity grant program. You approved that. We're now appropriating the funds to be able to spend those dollars. The fourth one is appropriating from the CDBG fund, a laser hazard reduction grant. A supplemental appropriation of $1.1 million is being requested for the acceptance of the lead hazard reduction program grant from Montgomery County. These are grant funds that would be issued to address lead-based paint hazards and other lead remediation in homes built before 1978. No city match is required for this particular grant. Legislation to accept the grant was passed by City Council on November 25th. And then lastly, in the Capital Improvement Program Fund, a Montgomery County District Incentive Grant. This is a supplemental appropriation of $9,117.50 for the acceptance of what's called a District Incentive Grant from the Solid Waste Management District. This is to facilitate the construction of the organic food waste drop-off location, signage, and collection buckets. The project total is $13,025, of which $9,117.50 is grant funded, and the remainder is covered by the city's budget, capital improvement fund budget, in fact. You passed the legislation to accept the grant on November 11th, 2025. We're appropriating the funds in the new fiscal year. Be glad to answer questions regarding any of these supplemental appropriations that you may have.
Any questions to the manager? Hearing none, call the roll.
Ms. Arbor?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. Okay.
One more.
Ordinances in first reading. We have one this evening.
Mr. Scott.
I have an ordinance to amend the text of various sections of the City of Kettering zoning code, requested by the Planning and Development Department. This is first reading.
Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The amendment, this amendment to section 1137.06.18 will introduce greater flexibility in regards to establishing standalone surface parking lots adjacent to commercial districts. We would ask that this item be moved for second reading.
With that, I will call on Mrs. Hayslip for certifications and petitions this evening.
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, back to you, Mr. Greasons, for your report and community update.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're probably trying to get rid of your Christmas tree. And if you are, there are several ways to do that. Between now and roughly the end of the week, you can put it at the curb. Trees longer than 9 feet must be cut in half. You can also drop your tree off at the City of Kettering Yard Debris Center or Montgomery County Solid Waste Drop-Off on Increte Lane in Moraine. If you know an outstanding volunteer, it is time to nominate them for the 43rd anniversary year of the Mayor's Award. So the Mayor's Outstanding Volunteer Award, applications are being accepted, or nominations, if you will, until Sunday, March 1st. This honors outstanding volunteers who are making contributions to our community in many different ways. There's a wide variety of categories: health, recreation, environment, education, public safety, civic service, or human service. The nominees must either be a resident of Kettering or the volunteer service must be performed in Kettering. And it can be done, the volunteer service, in a structured setting or an informal basis. Groups are eligible to apply, and then the awards will be presented by our mayor, Mayor Sudduth, at a city council meeting in April during National Volunteer Week. One adult and one youth are honored with an award. This is an important award in the life of our city because we are a city of volunteers. The ARP Foundation Tax Aid Program offers free tax prep service To anyone, including residents who are 50 years of age and older, you can get that assistance by scheduling an appointment beginning today, and residents can call the number on the screen to do so. We always want to highlight our blood pressure clinic dates. We have dates now scheduled in January, February, and March. Those are at the Dayton Metro Library Kettering Moraine branch on Far Hills. And I noticed they put something on the graphic that now says coffee and cookies are provided. So if you want your blood pressure taken, or if you want coffee and cookies, please attend. We wanted to let you know that the Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the City of Kettering administrative offices will be closed to honor that important holiday. We are also beginning to celebrate America's semi-quincentennial. Say it 3 times fast and I'll be impressed. And we're going to do that throughout 2026. We're going to have a series of events that celebrate Ohio's contributions to our nation. In January, we'll celebrate Kettering's unique contributions and firsts by sharing some short videos, video history lessons, if you will, on social media. There will be Kettering history talks kicked off at the Latham Senior Center, and there'll be a story time at the Dayton Metro Library. So lots of semi-quincentennial activities starting in January this month. This next one's important, and I want to spend a bit of time on it, Your Honor. We are we're happy to be a part of launching what is called Cross-Safe Kettering. The graphic on your screen is one of the graphics that our team, along with the contributions of others, have created in order to launch this important effort. It is a community-wide safety initiative focused on promoting safe crossing practices for students and pedestrians throughout our city. The program emphasizes the importance of using crosswalks, being aware of surroundings, and encouraging everyone, drivers, students, and parents, to work together to prevent accidents and keep our community safe. I think it goes without saying that this is an important issue, particularly at this time. And we recognize that keeping our kids safe requires a collaborative approach involving the city and the schools and our community members. By bringing everyone together under what we think is a unified message, we can create safer habits for our community. So there are a number of things that we are doing through this Cross-Safe Kettering initiative. The city and the schools have partnered very closely. We're working together to educate students about crosswalk safety, and that will be through school programming and videos. There's been some brainstorming around reward systems. How do we incentivize folks to have the best safe crossing behaviors? You may have noticed, and if you haven't, you will. We are increasing police presence around school zones, and we are recruiting additional crossing guards. We're also forming kind of a special crash analysis committee that will, on an ongoing basis, review data and identify areas where we can make physical improvements around schools and at crosswalks. Mr. Bergstresser will be leading that. Additionally, the city is constantly working to improve bike and pedestrian travel and connectivity throughout Kettering. You heard an example of that on Marshall Road that will happen in 2026. And we're hoping that this collaboration ensures that we're addressing safety from every angle: education, enforcement, infrastructure, and so on. Couple of messages for anybody who may be listening. Parents and guardians play a critical role in this initiative. Each of us plays a critical role in this initiative. We need to talk to our kids regularly about crossing streets safely, remind them always to use crosswalks, look left, right, and left again before crossing, remove headphones and put away distractions, and walk their bikes, scooters, and skateboards across the street. I had this conversation with my college-age kid last week before they went back to school. Model these behaviors yourself when you're with your children, and a quick conversation can make all the difference in building lifelong safe habits. What can kids do? They have an important job too. Use crosswalks when crossing the street, never cross in the middle of the block. Look left, right, and left again before you step into the street, and make eye contact with drivers to make sure that they see you. Of course, we want people to put away their phone, remove headphones, pay attention, walk your bikes, scooters, and skateboards across the street. Don't ride them. Listen to crossing guards. Our crossing guards are important in our community. They're here to keep people safe. And in Kettering, we promote being responsible, respectful, and safe. We're excited about this initiative, and we're hoping it certainly makes an impact. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Greason. This is an example of when all those meetings we have with the school board come to fruition. Those relationships between us and them have never been more important than with this program that you just described. With that, at this time, if you'd like to come speak before City Council, please come down to the podium. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. If there's anyone who would like to speak before City Council, this is your opportunity. The podium is yours. Ms. Lounsbury will be first.
I don't know if there's a specific order, but I don't mind going first. Well, thank you. My name is Rose Lounsbury. It's very nice to meet you. I do know some of you better than others. And I'm here today to introduce myself because I am running for state representative in our House District. Ohio House District 36 includes all of Kettering, Oakwood, where I live, Riverside, East Dayton, and downtown Dayton. And I'm running for state representative again. I actually ran in 2024. I'm running again because the issues that motivated me to run the first time are actually still here. In fact, many of them are even getting worse. And I remain committed to helping to create a state that our young people are going to want to live in someday. A little bit of my background: I'm a former public school teacher. I taught middle school English at Northmont schools and West Carrollton schools. For the last 10 years, I have run my own small business as a professional organizer, helping people declutter and organize their homes and offices. So if you need any help with that, feel free to reach out. But my most important job is as a mom. I am a mom of 3 16-year-olds. I have triplets. They are 2 boys and a girl, and they are sophomores at Oakwood High School. Fun little fact, my boys had their very first jobs last summer at the Kettering Rec Center as lifeguards. And my daughter is hoping to be at the CTC at Fairmont next year to study elementary education. So Kettering is very near and dear to my family personally. Some of the things that are important to me as a state representative, one of my big focuses is creating strong communities, which I can tell very much is also a focus of this body as well. One of the things that I think creates a strong community are strong schools. I know we do have a couple teachers on this council who certainly can attest to that. One of the things I learned when I knocked literally thousands of doors in Kettering during my 2024 campaign was that the citizens of this community are very, very proud of the schools in this community, and they very well should be. But one of the great threats that I see to our schools, not just here in Kettering, but across the state, is a universal Ed Choice voucher program that is siphoning literally over $1 billion a year from our public schools and sending them to private schools. And so I want you to know that I am very committed to standing up for our schools, not just in Kettering, but across Ohio, because strong schools make for strong communities. And the other aspect of strong communities are strong cities, which is exactly what we are all witnessing here tonight. And when people think about moving somewhere or retiring or starting a business somewhere, they're looking at things like, what are the parks like? What's public safety like? Is there a senior center? Are there opportunities for kids? And those are all the things that cities provide. And one of the things that I've seen over the last several decades in Ohio, similar to schools, is a slow but steady lack of funding and support for our local governments at the state level. And what happens over many, many years, eventually it puts people like you in between a rock and a hard place. Because you have to make decisions. If you're getting less funding, are we going to cut some of these services? Or are we going to go to our taxpayers and ask if we can raise their property taxes to continue them? And I want you to know that I understand that that's a very difficult decision, and much of the problem with that is coming from Columbus. So I want you to know that I intend to be an ally for you in the State House. I want to be an advocate for you. I look forward to working with you to maintain the incredible city that you have created here that I enjoy very much as your neighbor to the north in Oakwood. So thank you all so much for your time. I also would like to invite you, if you haven't had a chance to sit down and talk with me, I would love a chance to get to know you. I will leave my card with your city manager, so you can reach out to me if you would like. Again, thank you for your service to this community. I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Kids are so orderly tonight. Just one comes, one leaves, one comes. This is great. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Emily Manrique. Do I need to state my address? Yes? Okay. It's 2921 Blackhawk Road. And I would just like to start by saying thank you very much for all of you and your dedication to the Cross Safe program and the dedication to helping keep our kids safe. I was here in October for a meeting. I was here the same day as a boy was hit outside of Kettering Middle School. And just last week, there was another child that was hit outside of Fairmont. And so that is an issue that's very near and dear to my heart. So I would like to say thank you to all of you for your help with that. And thank you to the engineer's office. You guys gave me a call the very next morning. So thank you for hearing us. And I would just like to say that I look forward to the continued improvements so that we don't have to get any more emails from our school district telling us that another child has been hit. There is a parent who was not able to make it tonight, and she told me that her child was hit crossing Schroyer on the way to school, and the homeroom teacher was surprised at how many students in that class said, oh yeah, I've been hit by a car. So it's definitely a very large concern. So again, thank you very much for the energy and time that you're putting into it, and I hope that we can see some really awesome improvements. Thank you.
My name is Jamie Minish, and I own a single-family home at 3716 Valleywood Drive, but it is currently rented to a family member, but I am also a longtime employee of Kettering City Schools. So I am the proud mother of two boys, ages 10 and 13, and I would like to take some time this evening to discuss my personal story of how my 13-year-old son was hit by a truck on Glengarry Drive on his way to KMS. Just a couple of months ago when he was 12 years old. In addition, I would like to discuss how shifting the legal burden from kids back to adult drivers in school zones, better signage and lights, and better police visibility can help reduce the shockingly high occurrence of kids being hit by adult drivers in school zones. My oldest son, Thomas, he goes by Tommy, is currently in the 7th grade at KMS. He's an avid baseball player, he enjoys flag football, and he is a skilled wrestler. Tommy consistently earns straight A's each quarter, and he is taking honors English and math courses. And while he may exhibit some impulsive behavior as a preteen, he is also thoughtful, inquisitive, intelligent, and responsible. On October 14th, 2025, I received a phone call from my ex-husband that no parent should ever have to endure. He informed me that our 12-year-old son, Tommy, had been hit by a vehicle while riding his scooter in the crosswalk at the intersection of Powhatan and Glengarry Drive on his way to KMS. Kettering EMS rushed to the scene and determined that Tommy needed to be transported to Kettering Hospital via ambulance for a thorough examination in their ER. Upon arriving at the ER, I was still grappling with the details of the incident. After about 10 minutes, the staff finally led me back to Tommy's room. Overwhelmed with joy, I was greeted by his radiant blue eyes and a beautiful smile that lit up his face. I knew he was overjoyed to see me because he allowed me to kiss him on the forehead in front of the nurse and the police officer, which if you ever had 12-year-old boys, you can understand the significance of that moment. My son recounted his versions of the events, and then the police officer shared what the bystanders and the person who hit him had said. According to my son, he was waiting at the intersection of Powhatan and Glengarry at the crosswalk, and a Chevy Colorado truck was heading east on Glengarry, like from the rec center towards the green. The driver of the truck stopped before the crosswalk to allow a car to turn left from Powhatan onto Glengarry in front of him. My son, who is accustomed to crossing multiple lanes of traffic due to living downtown since 2020, assumed that the driver of the truck was also stopping to allow him to cross the street. So he put one foot on his electric scooter and proceeded to cross Glengarry in the crosswalk. At the same time, the driver of the Colorado truck failed to notice my son and began to move forward, striking him on the scooter at a low speed. My son bounced off the hood of the truck and then landed on his backside on the pavement. Initially, he did try to stand up, but bystanders advised him to sit down and wait for EMS. So Tommy complied, and he sat down and called his dad from his cell phone. His dad arrived at the scene and immediately called me. Due to the location of the accidents, buses had to be rerouted around the scene to drop off students. So many children witnessed my son Tommy sitting in the road, surrounded by EMS and police. And while waiting in those buses, many children contacted their parents to inform them that someone had been hit by a car. Those who know Tommy were deeply concerned for his safety and his well-being. And throughout that day, I received an outpouring of love and support from Kettering School staff and fellow parents who know me and or my son. We spent the majority of the day at the Kettering Hospital emergency room. They conducted lab tests, multiple x-rays, and a CT scan with contrast to rule out a kidney laceration. The police officer stood in my son's hospital room and essentially said that after examining the facts, we believe your son, who is laying in the hospital bed, is at fault because he was riding his scooter in the crosswalk. Since he had one foot on the scooter board, he is not protected by the same laws that protect pedestrians. Additionally, in the city of Kettering, it is the law to walk bikes and scooters across all crosswalks. And I responded, with all due respect, if my son had been walking his scooter, he still would have been hit. So therefore, please explain how Tommy is at fault when his behavior wouldn't have altered the outcome of the events. The officer essentially said that he was being kind by not charging my son with breaking that specific law. And furthermore, the Kettering police generally don't like to pile on children who have made poor choices. Obviously, since Tommy received the most severe impact and he was the one injured, that should be sufficient punishment. Fortunately, he was discharged around 2:30 p.m. that day with only a bruised tailbone. My medical insurance charged me almost $14,000 for that ER visit, which they attempted to have the truck owner's car insurance cover. I'm not sure how all that transpired, as it's likely still being processed out there in insurance world. I'm just relieved that it won't be out of my own pocket. Just 1 week later, another middle school student was struck on a bicycle while crossing Dorothy Lane in a crosswalk in front of an elementary school. Unfortunately, that driver was not cited either because the boy was riding his bike in the crosswalk. Currently, Kettering City law regarding walking bikes and scooters in crosswalks inadvertently shifts the blame to the individuals using the crosswalk inappropriately while shielding the driver from the legal repercussions. Reflecting on this incident, I believe firmly that it could have been so much worse. And when I consider the other families who have been affected similarly, it fills me with a sense of disgust. The person who hit my son was a parent who had just dropped off their child at KMS. The bystanders who witnessed the accident were also parents or caregivers who are walking their loved ones to school. This should never happen anywhere, but especially not in a school zone. And to think that it has occurred multiple times since August, that alone indicates a much larger issue at hand. Although I'm not a police officer or a member of the City Council, I am a mother, I'm a longtime resident of Kettering, and an employee of Kettering City Schools. My primary concern is ensuring that all children, not just my own, get to school and home safely each day. And this is why I firmly believe that Kettering must act for the benefit of all school-age kids. Specifically, I firmly believe that Kettering needs to change the Kettering City law so that it states that children under the age of 18 are expected to walk their bikes and scooters across all crosswalks. But if they fail to do so in a school zone, then the driver that hits them will be charged accordingly. I believe that Kettering must shift the legal burden of negligence away from the kids to the adult drivers, at least as it relates to school zones. Adults have years of driving experience and should know to be on high alert in a school zone. But on the other hand, children are prone to not appreciating the full danger that surrounds them. In addition, specifically for KMS, but certainly for other schools, better signage and lighting can help reduce the likelihood of an accident. Posting signs to remind people to walk their bikes or scooters at every crosswalk within a school zone inside the city, especially if it's the only way that they preserve their pedestrian rights when crossing the street,
Two things. One, I hate to do this. We're way over time.
I know.
But I also want to tell you this. In April, 12 years ago, my son and his father was struck by a car and crossover the road. I had to knock at the door from KPD. I called the ambulance to Kettering Health, and I spent the afternoon with him so he had stitches instead of like a more brace for 6 weeks long. I know.
Yeah.
I need you to know we're committed. Work with schools, keep crossing, Mr. Grace, Mr. Church, we're committed to this. We won't let you down.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you want me to continue? I'm almost done. I can stop.
I'd like to meet with you after this.
Do it.
I'd like to meet with you after this to have your notes.
Yes.
To continue this.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Final call for speakers. It's a tough act to follow. Ms. Duvall, we're going to move to council reports and updates. In light of no further public comments, I'll invite you to begin, Madam Vice Mayor.
It is so weird to be the one to start this. I don't know how I feel about that. So this is an odd time of year because it feels like there's so much going on because it's the beginning of the year, but we're also coming off a holiday where there's not a lot going on. So I will just say that I am very much looking forward to the year ahead. I went to a BCR, a Board of Community Relations meeting last night, a million things in the works, which I'm so excited about. This morning, we were making some plans for the Leadership Academy for the class of 2027 already. That's very, very exciting. But I think the most exciting thing is getting to work with Laura Harbour and Dan Palmer and the rest of council for this year. I think it's going to be a wonderful year. I think things are looking bright for Kettering. And lastly, I just want to end by thanking Mr. Greason and staff who gave us a very detailed presentation about the students walking to school issue, and they're really approaching it from every front possible and looking at it from every single side. And thank you to those of you who came out tonight to speak about this. We hear you, it's so important, and thank you to staff who is taking this very seriously. So that's all I got.
I do have a little report, but I would like to mention, just because so many of you are here tonight, I echo what they said. We can and will make changes in the short term, but Kettering City Schools, at one time we had 23 schools in the district. So these school buildings were built when many kids were walking to school and we didn't have the traffic. We've consolidated over the years and we now have 11, but they were 11 schools that were built for kids to walk to school, neighborhood schools. So we can and will make, changes in the short term for sure. But I would encourage everyone here, look at the Future Ready Facilities Plan. When we rethink buildings in the future, we can make it better for sure when we're rethinking our campuses. So I just want to encourage you, if you have not heard already about Future Ready Facilities for Kettering City Schools, look into that. My other comment is, if you have not been to Poppets, this is on a much less serious note, Poppets, new coffee shop on Dorothy Lane in Kettering is phenomenal, and I highly recommend it. It's Poppets Coffee and Tea. One whole wall is loose leaf tea and bags of coffee and tea supplies that you can buy. There's a community room upstairs. It is a really cool space, cool business that I'm glad we have in Kettering. So I'd encourage people to go check it out because you will enjoy it as well, I think. So that's it from me.
Thank you, Mayor Sudduth. I'll keep this brief. And I just want to start and say how truly honored and excited I am to be sitting here tonight, and I am looking forward to getting to work on everything that we've discussed tonight. I definitely did not get to this seat alone. I had family, friends, and supporters, some of whom who were here tonight and some who are still here tonight. And I truly appreciate all the time that they have given me, and your support meant so much to me during the campaign, and it means so much to me now as I move to this new chapter. I also want to thank my fellow council members. You've been incredibly helpful with this transition. And I also want to send out a special thanks to former council members Jackie Fisher, Amy Shrimp, and Tony Klepas for their guidance and for their years of service to the city. To our city managers, Matt, Steve, and Brian, thank you for your time. And you've already given Dan and I so much, and you've given us so much to get up to speed. And we really appreciate that warm welcome. And Amy, thank you for all your answering all my questions so quickly and thoroughly. I really appreciate it. Most importantly, to the residents of Kettering, thank you for putting your trust in me. I'm excited to get to work and to see what we can accomplish together in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Mr. Scott.
Of course, I want to welcome our 2 new council members. Looking forward to working with you over the next couple years. And in the month of March, there'll be a lot of noise made about Dayton being the epicenter of college basketball because of the First Four. Well, this weekend, Martin Luther King weekend, Trent Arena and Kettering, Ohio is the epicenter of high school basketball. So I would encourage people who are interested in sports, if you don't already have a ticket, get one for Trent Arena. You will see me there most of Saturday and Sunday and part of Monday.
Tough acts to follow, but I am incredibly excited to be here representing Kettering. I want to give a big shout out to 24 fourth graders who will watch this at some point when I send it to them. I teach fourth grade at JFK, and I want to make sure that they know I'm thinking about them. I want to mention something about the Cross Safe Kettering program. I think it is exactly what the community needs to keep our children safe. Most importantly, have those conversations with your children, those conversations about keeping this top of mind and talking with one another about keeping our children safe. I think that's one of the most important initiatives that we will take on this year. So thank you very much.
Okay. First, let me add my congratulations that we did earlier tonight to Maggie Pasquale for her promotion to as law director. She is a steady force in the corner that I look to for reassurance. I miss Ted's goofy smile, but good luck replacing that, Maggie, and thank you for your continued service and leadership in our city. You started with a bang tonight. I don't know where we go from here. Also, just to extend the welcome to the new council members, Arbor and Dan Palmer. Having gotten to know you both over the last 5 months, I'm really excited about you being a part of this council. How ironic it is that at this crucial time in our city's history, we find ourselves with the least experienced council that has sat at this dais in over 6 decades. It's not insulting us. The terms ending for former Mayor Lehner and former Councilmember Fisher, those 2 ladies walked away with more experience than we possess combined here tonight. But with that, I remain optimistic about our ability to tackle challenges ahead. I believe we can do that together. I've often been labeled as being too optimistic at times, but I don't believe that this is the time that I'm too optimistic. I think I'm right on the mark. I do believe the challenges before us are opportunities. Opportunities that will shape our community for decades to come, and that is a daunting task ahead. It's no light calling, and I congratulate those who have joined us here for that. I do see the vacant spaces we talked about in workshop as opportunities for redevelopment, and we're moving quickly to change the landscape of the city. It will provide opportunities for new businesses in every corner of our city, not downtown or uptown, but on all sides of our large community. Budget challenges will be a theme that you'll hear from this body throughout the year, but it can be a catalyst for innovation and creativity in both processes and delivery of services that are expected by the residents. I look forward to that challenge with you. Our collective expertise and passion can drive legislation that will create jobs and drive economic development and keep our neighborhoods as places that we find them to be today, places where families want to stay and raise children and keep their families. To you, Councilman Scott and Ms. Arbor, your experience in the private sector and business as leaders is invaluable to the work ahead, and I'm eager to support you both in the work that you'll do as part of this body to attract businesses to our community. Your attention to the details and nuances of the budget is more important now than it's ever been before, and I'm counting on both of you. Councilman Arbor and Sullivan, I join you in your service and commitment to the parks, the environment, and sustainability. Your service to the Parks Board in the past, along with mine, is something that is valued by the Parks and Recreation staff today. That knowledge will be needed as we prepare to receive the Parks Master Plan in the coming weeks, as we use the budget as a tool to prioritize projects that keep sustainability practices and open spaces available in our community. Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Scott, your commitment to public safety and supporting those two chiefs and their teams are important, that our citizens can count on when they make that phone call in the worst time of their life, that the safety teams will respond as expected, and I count on you both to continue to keep an eye on public safety. Again, Bob and Shane, your passion to curate and remind us of our city's history in the coming years is important, and it brings the rest of us up to speed is invaluable. We all didn't have the privilege of being raised in this city, but we're here now, and we thank you for that. You're reminding us of the legacy that we're in. Dan, your professional commitment to students and families gives this body a glimpse into the very families that we are working for. Thank you for that. I look forward to your leadership in areas of policy that most impact those thousands of families in our community that call and choose Kettering home. And finally, the Vice Mayor, your drive and tenacity in stewarding the Kettering Leadership Academy continues a more than 2-decade history of providing a path for residents to become leaders in our community. And I see KLA graduates both at the dais and in the audience tonight. It's an important program, and she will continue to champion that, and I will have your back for that work. All of us here got here by communicating plans to the public that build on dreams, on the history of volunteerism, and we all are dedicated to the work that Peggy has committed to champion to continue to grow our volunteer base to what it was pre-COVID, and that continues to impact our city in all areas, and it serves not only staff and saves budget dollars, but it serves the most frail and elderly in our community by neighbors taking care of neighbors. It's an honor to work alongside you guys, folks who are as motivated as I am, with the same love for the city as I have. It was just 4 years ago here that Mayor Lehner's first meeting was held in the midst of social distancing, mandated vaccines, and masks. And her call was for folks to take care of themselves. But she also noted in that opening speech on January 11th, 2022, about the need for civility and to take care of your neighbors. The pandemic created a divide that's been replaced by politics. A divide still exists. And her call was that we can overcome anything we work together and choose to. And I repeat her call from that day tonight. The pandemic's behind us, but the ramifications are not. The economy has changed, our neighborhoods have changed, and our relationships, and the way we consume media and interact with one another has changed, but we have the ability to overcome that. So with that, thank you all. Thank you for being here and lasting to the end of this very long meeting, for voicing your concerns, for coming along beside of us to make sure that Kettering is a place that we all want it to be. So take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of your neighbor too. With no further business to come before City Council, our next regular scheduled meeting will be held on January 27th, 2026 at 7:30 in this very room. Thank you and good night.